Hi there, my name is Katharine Perry. I'm a financial advisor with Pitt Capital Group. I'm also a certified financial planner for them, and I will explain to you what that means later on in this video. So being a financial advisor, my job is really to help people organize their finances and to help them achieve a goal. So if it's saving for maybe sending themselves or their children to college, or paying off debt, or wanting to leave money for their grandchildren or retire even. My job is to help them get there. And I think the most fulfilling thing that I get to experience is when planning that we've done for years comes to fruition, and I can tell my client, hey, you can retire and you can have this amount of income when you retire. And that is, I think, the most fulfilling thing. So it doesn't necessarily need to be retirement. It could be we've achieved the goal that we've been working on. If you're saving for a house, we've achieved saving and investing in order to buy the house or make the down payment on the home. So being able to be a partner with my clients to help them achieve those goals, I think, is very fulfilling, and that's what motivates me, because I enjoy being able to help people and help them succeed in what they want to do, because seeing the happiness and the smiles on their faces and knowing that they've achieved that and accomplished that is very meaningful to me. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm a certified financial planner. So that actually adds another layer of education onto what I had to do in college. So my education pathway is I went to college. I actually have a psychology degree. And in finance, as a financial advisor, you would think that, someone with a business degree or finance would be a better suited for this role. And you would be right. But interestingly enough, people need help when it comes to their money, and being able to interact with different people in different kinds of situations is really important when it comes to their money. So interestingly enough, I actually use a psychology degree more often than not in helping people deal with their finances. So I went to Pitt. I got a bachelor's degree, and I have a degree in psychology. It's a bachelor's of science. And I went a different path in my career, and I decided that wasn't for me. So I started at Morgan Stanley, and I started as a financial advisor there. I was very fortunate that my dad worked there, so I worked with him and learned the business. He had been in business for, at that point, I think 35 years. So it was a wonderful learning opportunity for me to learn the industry. He actually just retired last year, but I don't work at Morgan Stanley anymore. So I worked there and got my licenses. So to be a financial advisor, you need to have a license. It's a securities license. And you do that by studying and taking exams, standardized tests, which are never very fun, but necessary to make sure you know what you're doing and that you're not going to, do something bad. So I did that, and then I worked with my dad for a couple of years. I left there and joined Pitt Capital Group about 4.5 years ago. So while working there, I actually did my certified financial planner designation. So as I mentioned earlier, what that means is I went through additional schooling and additional classes. I actually had to take another course at Duquesne University in order to be able to even sit for another standardized exam. But I learned so much, and it is so valuable for my career. I always joke that I didn't know what I didn't know, and having the additional certification, I would do it again in a heartbeat, because I know that it's very important to make sure that you're on the top of your game whenever you're going to be helping people, especially dealing with their money, but helping them with their lives and their livelihood. You need to make sure that you have the knowledge base and want to help them. So I've have the certified financial planner designation. There's really so much you can do with that. And so I'm very happy with that I've earned that. I do have to do continuing education every year, so I have to go to lectures and take tests and things like that, little mini tests to make sure I'm up on my knowledge and I know what's going on, and so that I can hold that designation, because those CFP letters are actually after my name on my business card. So it's actually a kind of a pretty serious thing. And I'm very proud of it. I must say, there are people that look for that, and I'm very proud that I have that. The office, my work day consisted of getting up, checking the news, kind of doing everything at home first. I get into the office usually by between 8:30 and 9 a.m. I wear suits every day, so take it or leave it. That's sometimes nice, sometimes it's not. Sometimes I wish I could wear more comfortable clothes, but I need to look professional for my job. As anyone that would expect anyone to be dealing with their money, you'd want to make sure the person looks the part and looks professional. It really helps with showing that you are a professional and you are intelligent and you can do this. So I get into the office, and most likely I have a few emails waiting for me or a phone call, because clients like to start first thing in the morning. So I have a team that works with me, so they help me do a lot of the stuff that we need to do to service our clients. So I answer emails, I will return phone calls. I'll check on what's going on in the market, because the stock market is something that my business is centered around. So we need to know what's going on in the stock market, what's going on in the world. So reading the news is very important, and being aware of what's going on in our economy around the world, and then how that affects my clients and their finances. So I need to be up on a lot of the current events and the news, so that I can answer client questions and so that we can make decisions about their portfolios accordingly. So I get into the office, I'm answering emails, already having the little bit of a background about what's going on in the world from reading the news and checking things out at home. But I spend most of my day talking to clients on the phone or email. I meet with clients, so they come into my office or I come to them, and we meet and go over their accounts, go over our financial plan for them, and check in. So I do that a lot. And then I'm also responsible for finding my own new clients. So a lot of times I have meetings out of the office, which would be maybe a coffee meeting or a lunch meeting, trying to meet new people and telling them what I do, and to see if I can help them. And so that's kind of what my day looks like. There's never really a specific order or a time frame. One of the nice things about my job is that I don't have a certain set schedule. I have to accomplish all of these things in the day, but I have the flexibility to change my schedule as necessary. So an elevator pitch is just a really quick way of telling someone what you do and adding and showing what value you bring. So what I normally say about my company is, we're Fort Pitt Capital Group. I'm a financial advisor. We help clients manage their finances and organize their financial lives for them. And that really leaves it open, but also really pinpoints what we do. I manage my clients' finances and I help them organize their financial lives. And the person I'm talking to, I'm presenting to, is now familiar with generally what I do, and that way they can start to ask questions about, well, can you tell me a little bit more, or that interests me because I have this or this that I need. So would you be able to help with that? So it's a quick way of telling people what you do without just saying I'm a financial advisor, but then showing and mentioning what value you can bring to the table, to that situation. So when we're considering hiring someone, there's obviously many factors that we take into consideration. First and foremost is the resume. So making sure you have a good resume, it's up to date, it's formatted well. I think that is something incredibly important that is one of the first things that we look at. So next is any follow-up. So are you interested? Are you eager to follow up and learn more about the position? And do you want to talk to the manager? So I think following up after they submit their resume is important. And then also showing an interest and enthusiasm for the role that they're looking to fill. Really emphasizing the background that they could potentially have, or what great qualities do they bring. So great work ethic is important, and that's very visible when someone is, they dress the part, they're punctual, they really have good interview skills. You can tell a lot in an interview, and so I would say having good interview skills is another piece of what we're looking for in someone that we would hire and someone that would impress us. From an interview skill standpoint, good eye contact, good handshake, making sure your phone's away, really being in the moment and dressed appropriately, making sure that I can see that they want to be there and what value they're going to bring to my company too. Because I have a certain company that I would like to run, and we have a certain company that we'd like to run, and showing what value they're able to bring is very important. So, well, thank you very much. It was nice to be able to answer a few questions when we're all working from home. I wish everyone luck, and take care.